It is time once again for another Rants review, and this time we're checking out Nickelodeon's Avatar: The Last Airbender, Aang's Destiny. This is a cooperative deck building game specifically set in the world of Avatar, created by Op Games. Let's open this up and see what comes inside, and then we'll talk a little bit about how to play the game. I do want to say I love the artwork. The cover has that just real simplistic design of the logos, the elements, and then of course you've got Aang here, and the blue just stands out just like it does on the actual character. And then we'll lift this up and we'll see how well packed and how many items you get in this box. Boom, right off the top we have your box one rules. A little card showcasing other games from the op. We've checked out all except for Stock Exchange, and those are all very fun, really cool games. You've got a punch card of tokens, of elements, and more. And it appears to be a board. Then you have individual players' boards. These have things on like health, stun level, and then a place for your tokens to go for your energy, as well as I think it's status effects. You have your draw and discard pile sections here, and then I think cards in action go in front. It says specifically, stunned, discard all tokens and half of your cards in your hand. Add one tracking reset health HP to 10 at the end of your turn. So stun only happens when your HP goes all the way down. Nice. With a nice bag to hold all the tokens. And it looks like you have starter cards. Or at least indicators. Interesting. Now we have all these boxes here, and we're going to look into what those mean in 1 second. So all of these tags are specifically designed to help be a guide in the box when arranging the cards, because this is kind of a living game. You start off with box one, and that is the only box you'll be using in the first game. And when you open this up, there's going to be a bunch of decks in here that are going to give you certain characters. So you start the game, you have Aang, Katara, Sokka, and Appa. You have turn reference cards that go with them, what they can do on their turns. And then you have ally cards that you can purchase. And these are actually the deck cards. So each character should have 10 starting cards. So Appa has 10 starting cards. Aang has 10 starting cards. Sokka has 10, and Katara has 10 as well. Then you have objective cards. These are ordered and organized as if they're chaptered, and these are not shuffled in any way, shape, or form. You have your movement cards. And you have adversary cards. These you can shuffle up. And you will place here. Then you have the adversary, kind of an event board. They'll go there. Their ability cards, and then you have their tracker. In your punch-out boards, you'll have a Fire Nation ship. And it starts at 1, and it's making its way to the 15 spot, which is game over when it reaches there. Last not released, we have ally and bender cards. You're going to separate out your bending cards. From your general cards. And it will be obvious what are the bending cards because they say bending on them. Your other general cards will literally just be like allies, items, and actions. Shuffle those up. And you take your air and your water bending cards and you separate them out in different stacks. Shuffle them up. So we're going to do something a little bit difficult. We're going to put these here, and we're just going to go through 2 of them just so that you can kind of see how it works. We'll take Sokka and Aang. And there's a reason why we're doing Sokka and Aang specifically. So you can set up their decks on the side. To start the game, they're going to draw 5 cards. And this represents their hand. Take these 2. We will just set them aside for now. You put the bending deck face up, and then put an extra card from that below it. And you draw out your ally cards to fill their spots. When the game starts, you reveal the action card of the Fire Nation, which is -1 health to all heroes, and cannot draw extra cards this turn. Ooh. It's important to note, I forgot to put this in here, we have health trackers up top that normally start at 10, but because we got hits, we reduce it to 8. On top of that, because we are Aang, we can bend air and water. So we're going to indicate that on our board. Unfortunately, Sokka cannot bend anything, and that's the reason I want to showcase it, because there are specific reasons why there are benefits and bonuses given for that. After we reveal the Fire Nation card, we deal with the effects. Uncle Iron moves the marker once. To be able to resolve the objective effects, we'd have to assign one currency and one attack to resolve escape Fire Nation at South Pole. By the way, the amount of cards that you reveal from this deck in the first stage is based on where you are on the map. If you are 1 through 9, you're only drawing one card. However, if you go from 10 to 15, you start drawing 2 cards and resolving them each turn. Puts a lot more heat on the players. So we'll say Aang gets to go first. Aang can play as many cards as he wants for benefit. So we'll say one currency is given from this card for his discard. We'll say 2 additional currency. Or I don't know if it's supposed to be currency or just general tokens. We will take an Air Blast, an attack, take another one of these, and I'll even spend this one to get another attack. Now, the name of the game is you want to take him out, but you can't take him out right now completely, so we're going to spend these 2 on the objective. I'm going to spend 1 attack on him. He needs 7 to be defeated. And now I have 3 value I can spend. I'm going to buy Water Whip. But then I don't get to use this round. It just goes into my discards. And that is the entirety of my turn. You discard all your cards that you used, and then draw 5 more. Now, Helping Hand is a cool card, but it offers a benefit if you remove it from play completely, as in like can't be used again. It will give you 3 of those little tokens to spend on cards and bonus cards, but then that's it. So it's good to know. Now it's a new round. So first thing is reveal the Fire Nation card. We're currently in the lower section, so it's just 1. And that is a bad one because it moves it twice. Now we deal with his. He moves it 1 more time. We are already 1/3 down to being defeated. Now we review the objective effects. These 2 are completed. And now it's visit the Southern Air Temple, which requires 2 value. If you put 2 value on it, Appa gains a reward card, and Aang gains 2 reward cards, or reward card 2. So that is a definite benefit that you'll be gaining into your decks if you are successful. We're definitely going to use these 2 cards to specifically push back the boat to 3. And then I want some more value cards, so I'm going to spend these 2 to gain 2 attacks. And I am going to spend this card to discard this card out of the game to gain 3 value. And the reason being is that's going to lower my hand down. Those 3 value are going to allow me to place this on here and add a card in his discard for his next round. And with this 1 currency, unfortunately, I can't do anything else. But these 2 attacks are now increasing his damage up to 3 out of 7. Then, start a new round, discard anything that you weren't able to spend. And draw back 5 cards. From this point here, I'm going to spend... Wait, let's resolve this, right? Resolving this. All heroes gain 1 value. Assign 2 value and damage, and Aang gains reward card 5. So, from here, I'll discard this card to go up 2 health. That's 2 more value, which I will spend on buying a direct funnel. And then I will spend 1, 2, 3 health to do 3 damage to the prince, and then he is defeated. Our reward for the prince being defeated is he's pushed back 2 spaces on the ship. So the game is not over at this point. It's not over until we complete all the objectives. So you would basically put out the rest of your cards, preparing yourself for the next round. So new card here, -1 health, and discard 1 card. I will discard... Now that's a tough one. I'm going to have to discard the health, unfortunately. Because although I want it, we want to defeat the goals. So I need all these cards for that. So these are the 2 value. And then these are the 2 damage that will allow us to complete this card, which will allow Aang to get his next reward, which is Avatar Roku. So that being said, we draw the next round of cards. Ally heavy. So it's a new round. So we need 3 attacks to defeat the objective, and we've got it. And Korra would gain card 6. And now we've completed box 1. From this point forward, you would then move over to box 2. Now, box 2 specifically has instructions on what to do next for that, but we are going to stop here only because of the fact that I don't want to make this the whole video just constantly playing the game. Let's leave some for you to be able to play the game and enjoy it. But you can see here, it's all about, you know, pushing forward, taking out the Fire Nation's enemies or villains, stopping the bow from basically reaching the end point, gaining new cards to build up your deck to have more power, more abilities, more things you can do, and trying to stay alive. The one thing we didn't cover is when you die. If you do die, you get stunned, not death. You discard all your cards from your hand, and then on your next turn, you'll reset to 10. So basically, your whole hand was a wash, and you don't get to keep going forward. That would be like, for instance, if the card flips over and it takes you out. But again, the game is very forgiving in that front. It's going to keep you moving forward, which is really helpful. Well, hopefully you guys found this game helpful. Hope you guys found this game cool. I think it's really dope. If you're huge fans of Avatar, it's really going to help kind of play through what you're seeing about, what you want to do. But hope you guys pick it up, and we'll see you guys next Friday.